Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my channel. This is part 21 of Angular CLI. In this part 21, we'll discuss what is Angular routing and how to add navigation menu in Angular routing. And before going through this part 21, please visit my part 20 of Angular CLI, that is Angular routing basic and what is the uses of app.module.ts file to implement routing. So I'll go to my presentation here. So what we will discuss in this session and what is the agenda of this session is discuss about directive provided by the router module and what are the steps to include links or hyperlinks to our home and employee routes, and how to add Bootstrap nav component to create the menu. So guys, whatever discussed in our previous videos, this output of my routing is in this one, and that is the home. If I'll put employees, then it will go to the employees part, right? If you'll see that for employees it is going to employees works, and if you'll just put here invalid routing, so it is by default it will go to the home routing, right? Because the default routing is home routing. So if you'll put any invalid routing like ABC, then it will go to the page not found routing, because in our if we'll go to app.module.ts file, then we have defined few routing, and according to that path it will go to that path of the routing, and it will display that message that page not found works or home works or employees works. So this is the work from which is configured in our app.module.ts file. So in this part 21 we'll discuss how to add the navigation menu. So what we discussed today is tie the routes to the application menu. So routing is working as expected, but we have to manually type the URL in the address bar, right? But instead we need to include the links to our home and employees routing. So we can do this in the root component called AppComponent. You can see here that the root AppComponent is app.component.html file. So I will add some HTML in the AppComponent.html file, right? So what I'll do here, I have some code here, so we no need to write again. So I'll go to my already I have created one code using one raw demo of that project. So I'll go to src and go to app. Here is app.component.html. This one is the HTML file. I'll right click here and open with a notepad here, and I'll copy this code from my existing project, and I'll go to my this app.component.html file, and I'll replace the existing code. I just paste here the new code as I have described. So here guys, the main important part I'll discuss is code and what are the div tags and what are the router link active. So you can see here in this code we have some div element here, right? And we have some unordered list and router outlet. So router outlet, this directive is used to specify the location at which the router component view template should be displayed. And you can see one unordered list, there is some nav and nav tabs. These are all Bootstrap classes. So we use these nav components to create the navigation menu. And we have two directives, that is router link active and router link, right? So router link, you can see one anchor tag it was mentioned. So if we click on home link, then it will go to the home route. As well as there is another router link directive is in anchor tag for employees route. So if you'll click that employees, it will go to the employees route. So that is all about the description of that code. So the router link directive tells the router where to navigate when the user clicks the link, that is home or employees. The router link active directive is used to add the active Bootstrap class to the HTML navigation element, whose route matches the active route. So that is the uses, and this is the uses of router link directive and router link active directive. Alright, so we have used one active property here or class here. You can mention with the link, that is the list, right? Another list. So it'll act as a link to the particular route for home and for employees, so that when the user click that particular link, then that particular link will be as active mode, and others it will be in not active mode. So you can see that particular message of that particular route. For home it will see as a home works, for employees it will show as employees works. That is the way it has been defined in this code. Alright, so next step is we are using Bootstrap AppComponent to create the menu. So to create the to install the Bootstrap, we need one npm command. So I already have installed in my system. So this command is npm install bootstrap @3 space -- save. If you want to any new version of Bootstrap, you can mention here instead of 3, 4 or anything like this. After then you'll see one interface like this, that the 106 packages are looking for funding and something like this. That means Bootstrap is already installed in your system. So how to verify Bootstrap is installed in our project is not, if you'll go to node_modules, this folder contains all the packages installed in our system for the Angular. So if you'll just scroll down, and you can see one Bootstrap folder is available, right? If you expand this, there's all related folders is there. This and fonts, and that is the JS file for less file. If you expand this folder, it will get the CSS, fonts and JS files. So that means the Bootstrap is installed in our system by using this command, right? Npm install bootstrap @3 -- save. So I'll just compress this node_modules folder, and once Bootstrap is installed, what I'll do, I need to configure, right, to access its features. So what I'll do here, I'll go to my angular.json, right? So I have opened the angular.json file and specify the path to the Bootstrap style sheet in the styles property, right? So what I'll do here, same way I need to go to my existing project, the same as this project. So I'll go to the angular.json. You can see here, yeah, this is the angular.json is there. So what I'll do here, okay, I need to open it as choose another app. So can I open using the WordPad? Yeah. So I just okay, and I'll just scroll down. I need to check. Yeah, you can see here already I have added in the style section. I just copy this. This is the path to Bootstrap. So I copy that code and I'll add in my new code. So you can see here in my angular.json, one style section is there. So in the style section of angular.json file, I need to specify the path to the Bootstrap style sheet in the styles property, right? So what I'll do here, I just make a new line, I paste that code. Alright, so I save these changes, and at this point I need to build and run the application using the command called ng-serve --o. So you can see here I already have used this command ng sharp -o or --open. You can use anyway. So I'll go to here, I just save these changes, make sure it starts builder compiled or not. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll go to this one. So you can see what is the why is this output, because if I have added this app.component.html, this code, right? But whatever changes we have made in the angular.json, it is not reflected here. So that means we need to go to my command prompt here and Control C, and again we need to execute this command called ng sharp -o to build and run the application, whatever changes we have made in our angular.json. Alright, so we'll wait for some time, and after then we'll check the output whether Bootstrap is implemented to this UI or not. So guys, you can see here our compile and build successfully, and after then it was generate one URL with 4200 port number, and it will automatically open in the browser. So we'll check the output whether it was implemented or not. Yeah, you can see here our home route and employees routing successfully implemented with the Bootstrap class. That means Bootstrap, whatever paths we have made here, that will that has been impacted to our application UI. So you can see here, it is by default it is going to home route, and if you click here, that's employee route, it will show as employee works UI message, and you can see here it is in active mode. If you click here home route is in active mode. If you click your employees route in active mode, as well as in the URL it will change automatically. We no need to change here in the address bar. So if you'll remove that home, we'll check which route by default it goes. So if you'll click here enter, you can see the home route is the default route. That's why home route is selected as active route, and the message is shown to us that is home works. If you'll remove that, if you'll give some invalid route and press enter, so we can see here none of the route is in active mode. It is shows one message to us that is page not found works. That means it goes to this route. Alright, so instead of go to home or employees, because whatever route name we have provided in the URL bar, this does not match with home route, and this does not match with employees route. So it was going to page not found route. That's why the UI message shown to us that is page not found works. Alright, so this is the scenarios we have checked here. We clicked on the home, so it was go to the home route. If you click here the employees, it was going to the employees route. If you'll not put anything, by default it was going to the home route, right? If you'll keep some invalid route, so it does not match with any of the route that the home and employees in the app.module.ts file, then it will go to the page not found route, so that the message shown to us that page not found works. Alright, so this is the scenario of to check the route and navigation menu in the Angular application. So there is few directives provided by the router module. So I'll go to my presentation here. So directives provided by the router module, first one is router link. So it tells the router where to navigate when the user clicks the navigation link, that the home or employees, like this. Second one is router link active. When a route is active, the router link active directive adds the active CSS class. When a route becomes inactive, the router link active directive removes the active CSS class. Right? If you'll check here in the code, I'll go to the app.component.html file. We have I was talking about that active class. Alright, and the router link active directive can be applied on the link element itself, or it is a parent. In this example, for the active route styling to work correctly, router link directive must be applied on the CLI element or list element and not the anchor element. Right? You can see here. So for the in this example, for the active route styling to work correctly, we have the router link active directive must be applied on the CLI element, not the anchor element. Right? This was it saying. And the last one is, if you'll go to router-outlet directive, it specifies the location at which the routed component view template should be displayed. So this is all about directives provided by the router module. So at the moment, routing is implemented in the root module, that is app module, right? So however, for separation of concerns and maintainability, it is better to implement routing in a separate routing module and then import that routing module in the app module. Alright, so in my next video we'll discuss how to move routing into its own routing module. So you can see here, whatever we have implemented the routing features, we have mentioned everything in one file, app.module.ts file. Instead, we need to implement routing in a separate routing module and import that routing module inside the app.module.ts file instead of all these codes. Right? This is the motto of our next video. So as we have seen throughout this video, that there are many moving parts that we have to remember to implement routing correctly in an Angular application. So in our next video, we'll discuss the routing workflow and how routing actually works in Angular by connecting all these little moving parts. Right? So instead of use that app.module.ts file, we need to use another file to implement routing, and we'll implement this route. We'll then import that routing module in the app.module.ts file. So please stay tuned for my next video. And this is my channel. Please subscribe and share it to get the updated knowledge on .NET, .NET Core, C# and SQL Server, DevOps, Azure and GitHub. So what we have learned today in this video, what are the directives provided by the router module, and what are the steps to include links to our home and employees routing, or how to add the navigation menu, and what are the setups for Bootstrap to configure in our application to make some changes about the UI in our Angular application, or how to add the AppComponent to create the menu using Bootstrap. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.